All right, y'all. Today's video, this is going to be a pretty random video because I don't really talk about topics like this on my channel that much, but I just have to talk about this because this is just frustrating and it's just annoying. It's really annoying, and the hate that this game is receiving when the game is not even released, by the way, it's out of control. So let's go ahead and talk about it. If you guys are not aware, God of War, Laufey, has been announced. All right, it has been announced. The game will probably drop 2027, 2028. I have no idea, but I'm a huge God of War fan. I really like game a lot. But what is the issue? So if you guys are not aware, the main character for this game is Faye, Kratos' wife. And we have a group of people that are pretty much hating on the game because the main character is a woman. Now, I understand that we have a lot of woke games like Concord. There's so many more, right? So many more woke games, and people are getting sick and tired of these games. I understand, right? When it comes to, the woke agenda, they are ruining gaming a lot. But I feel like God of War Laufey this is not going to be a woke game. Now, I could be wrong. It's probably going to be a woke game, who knows. But what's really frustrating about this is that people are hating on the game and it hasn't even come out yet. Like, we don't even know what the game is like. You got this person saying, trash, you'll learn the same way Disney did with Star Wars. They took $1 billion franchise and ran it to the ground with their woke bullshit. How much capital do you have to burn? What I find really funny about this is that these people, right? These people are pretending as if they weren't hype about Faye and they weren't interested in this character when they said that Faye went toe to toe with Thor. You guys remember in God of War Ragnarok when they said that Faye and Thor had a great battle and it was a stalemate at the end. Ever since they said that in God of War Ragnarok, niggas were so hype about this character. They were like, yo, I wish I could see Faye versus Thor in God of War Ragnarok. I wish they showed it in a flashback because she's a badass if she was able to go toe to toe with Thor. So many people were interested in this character and they wanted to see more. But now that we actually have the opportunity to see that, to see Faye's potential and to see why she was able to go toe to toe with Thor, woke game, feminist garbage. Are you kidding me? Like, look at the fan art. Look at all the things people were doing when it comes to Faye. How much people were interested in this character. She was able to fight Thor. She was able to fight Kratos. The axe that Kratos uses, that was her axe. Like, bro, what? And people were complaining that, oh, we only see Faye and Kratos' memories. We want to see more. We want to see more. We want to see why this character was able to go toe to toe with Thor. We got the opportunity, and now we're gonna try to cancel Santa Monica Studios, Sony, for giving us the opportunity to see why Faye is powerful, to see her potential. It's fucking bullshit, man. And I'm going to read some of these tweets to you guys. And notice how these people don't even provide a reason as of to how this is woke and a reason as of to why this is going to be trash. They're just shitting on the game because she is a female protagonist. Just watch. This is what you cut Kratos Norse trilogy from 3 down to 2-4. Holy shit, I hope this fell so hard and all your DEI loving executives get their asses fired. Absolute nonsense. Does it provide a reason as of to why this is woke? Literally just shitting on the game just cuz. God of Laundry, the rinse and repeat. Here's what their creative leads had to say on this title. What do you guys think? I ain't watching all that. All games after the Greek saga is pure shit. How is it that Sony can't stop shooting itself in the foot? I feel like Western devs are intentionally trying to collapse the entire industry, blah, 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 blah. To change the name to this, and that, and the third. I don't think it's possible to play through the entire God of War series and to not be curious to learn more about the single character who caused the biggest shift in Kratos' arc, leading to some of the most touching stories to ever be written for the medium. Getting a whole game based on Fate with mythologies from across the world is a treat far beyond what I imagined we could ever get. And Atreus' gameplay in Ragnarok, in my opinion, is proof that a variety of playable characters in the series can only be a good thing. Exactly, bro. You see, this is the reason why I'm excited for this game, because when you look at the God of War series, Yes, Kratos is the main protagonist. He is the main focus, for sure. But when it comes to other characters like Atreus, Faye, what was that other girl's name? Boulder's mom. I forgot her name. But when it comes to these characters, they're also very, very important. Faye is an important character. She is the wife of Kratos. She is the mother of Atreus. She was a giant. She was able to go toe to toe with Thor. Why are people pretending like she's some random NPC that got introduced into the game like 2 seconds ago, and because of that, it's woke? No, you guys are simply hating on this character, hating on this game because the protagonist is a female. Now, another thing I also want to talk about, right? This is what I wanted to point out. So you guys remember in God of War Ragnarok when Kratos, he was looking at this, he was looking at this mirror or whatever, and he sees that in the future people love Kratos. They worship Kratos, they love him, they view him as a savior, and they no longer fear him. And that makes him emotional because he's been through so much shit in his life. And now that he sees this, he's like, damn, bro, I'm not a bad person, bro. Like, I'm actually a good person. And when we look at the comments here, this comment right over here, this is how you wrap up a literal decade spanning character arc flawlessly. No pointless shock value, no weird out of character choices. All you need is a character learning that they are loved and learning that they aren't as bad of a person they've assumed they were. So perfect. Like, people are pretty much saying that this is how you conclude a character. This is how you conclude Kratos' arc, like his story. Just because they wrapped up Kratos' story, it doesn't mean that he's no longer the main protagonist. It's just that this is a great ending to what Kratos has been through throughout the entire franchise, right? Because this nigga, like, when you look at his backstory and all the shit he went through, is devastating, right? So this is like a great way to wrap up everything Kratos went through. So now that we have Faye, right? We have God of War Faye. Now we're going to see what the next arc is going to be about. And I feel like God of War Faye is just a setup for what's going to happen. Because this is a theory, and I might be wrong, but you guys remember when Faye, before she died, she told Kratos to take her ashes and bring it to like the highest cliff or whatever, and then like let her ashes go. I feel like there's a reason why she wanted Kratos to do that, and we're probably going to see that in the Laufey game. We're gonna see why she told Kratos to do that, and that might be a really like huge part of the story. Like, there are so many possibilities in the next game. There's so many things that they can do with Faye, and she's an important character whether you like it or not. I just don't like the fact that people are trying to make it seem as if Faye is just an NPC character. She's a nobody, and God of War should be about Kratos only, right? When it comes to character development, when it comes to introducing new characters, introducing a new arc, they shouldn't do that. It should just be Kratos only. I want Kratos, and that's it in the story. It's fucking bullshit. And that's not what God of War is about. God of War is not just about Kratos only, and that's it. So many people play a huge role in this franchise. Atreus, Freya, Freya's brother, all the gods. You got Heimdall, Odin, Thor. Like, so many characters play a huge role in this franchise. So to me, I just find it so ridiculous that a lot of these people are just trying to make it seem as if Kratos should be the only character that they should focus on, and he should be the only main protagonist in every God of War game. And the moment they make another character playable, oh, it's an abomination. It's just ridiculous, man. In this post right here, it's just like, brother, what are we doing at this point? God of War, this entire franchise is about godly beings. And not just godly beings, but like mystical creatures. People who are not human. Faye is not a human being. She is a giant. Okay, she is a giant. She's not a normal human. And the fact that they're applying human standards to this character and pretending that, oh, a character in the afterlife and we get to see what's going on in the afterlife. Oh, that's just not possible. She's already dead. Why are we making a game of a character who's dead? God of War, I'm already dead. Kratos was in the underworld. Back in Greek mythology, back in the Greek arc, he was in the underworld. Were you guys saying the same thing when he was in the underworld? No. So why all of a sudden, when we have a character who's in the afterlife, all of a sudden it's unrealistic for them to make a game about a character who's in the afterlife? A character who's not a human being, by the way. And in the afterlife, you also have godly beings. You have gods in the afterlife. Like that just shows me that niggas are just trying to complain because she's a female protagonist. That's it. Because how much you guys want to bet if this was Thor, if this was Boulder, if this was any other character who's male, niggas will be like, oh, this shit is peak. This shit is absolute cinema. It's because she's a female protagonist, ladies and gentlemen. And here's an example right here, right? In the God of War subreddit. Now, I'm not saying that this represents everybody in the community, but I just want to show you guys how much people are open to play with other characters in this game. People wanted to play as Thor. People also wanted to play as Thrud. They wanted to play with all the characters, all the gods. They wanted to play as them. So where is this hate coming from? Why are we acting like Faye is not an important character? She's just a random NPC that nobody gives a fuck about. She is a crucial character in the God of War series. Like, when you look at Kratos and his character, there were a lot of times where Kratos, he felt as if he wasn't, like, he felt as if he wasn't raising Atreus correctly. Like, he felt as if he failed Atreus. Like, there were a lot of moments where Kratos, like, doubted himself. Like, you guys remember that one scene when he was with you guys know the tree. I forgot what it was called, dude, but the place where Sindri and Brock were their forging weapons. And then Kratos went into his room and he just dropped all his weapons, his armor, and then like he took off his chest plate, and you guys could see the chains all around him. He was about to meditate or some shit, and then boom, we got a Faye flashback. Every single time Kratos felt down, whenever Kratos, like, he felt like giving up, Faye was there to motivate him. Faye was there to boost him. He was always there in his head. Like, when you really do think about it, she's the reason why Kratos pushes himself in these fights to go all out and not play around. And now that we have a really important character that's getting her own game, this is what we're doing. This is fucking pathetic. Now let's go ahead and talk about her appearance, because this is another thing that people are complaining about, saying that Faye is she's just straight up ugly and she's just not attractive. I will say, in God of War Ragnarok, I will say she did look a lot better. I don't think this is in God of War Ragnarok. Is this fan made? I have no idea, man. I will say though, I agree. All right, I agree that in God of War Laufey, she don't look, she low-key doesn't look the same. I ain't gonna lie, she low-key does not look the same at all. I don't know if it's the hairstyle, because you know, in the flashbacks her hair was a little braided and her facial features was a little different, but this one is like, I don't know. So I kind of agree on that they low-key like tweaked up her appearance just a little bit and she's a lot less attractive. But at the same time, it's like people are literally crashing out about this, saying, oh, you know, this is woke because they're trying to make her unattractive. You know, you like, when you look at woke games, they got a lot of like oversized women in these games, and you know, a lot of people don't like that, which is understandable. So I will say, when it comes to that situation, her appearance, I understand it slightly. All right, I get it. But still though, the outrage and the hate that this game is getting is ridiculous, bro. It is. And I also want to point out the hypocrites who are talking about her appearance, right? These are the same people that are constantly preaching that women shouldn't base their value off of their appearance, right? That women should use their brain. There are a lot of things they're useful for, right? It's not just their appearance alone. So I do find it hypocritical how like we're putting we're focusing so hard on her appearance and we're shitting on the game because of the way she looks. I just find that it's insanely hypocritical. But I understand. I understand why people are not happy about this. And I will say they definitely have to work on her appearance a little bit more. Where there's like this one image. I'm trying to find it. Is it this? Nah, it's not that. Um this. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I saw this, I was like, I don't know about that, bro. This tweet proves my point that niggas are trying to complain just to complain. This guy says, God of War Egyptian mythology, no. God of War Laufey, yes. Nobody asked for spin-off God of War that talk about dead women. People asked for God of War about Kratos' journey before he met Faye. Brother, they literally showed Sekhmet in the trailer. They literally showed Sekhmet, an Egyptian god, or goddess or whatever, but Egyptian god. And they also showed this guy. I think he's also an Egyptian god as well. What are we talking about? Like, y'all see what I'm saying? It's like they're not even they're trying so hard. They're trying so hard to make it seem as if they're not complaining that she's a woman, that oh, they're complaining because they're not focusing on Kratos anymore. Even though you guys are the same ones that pretty much accepted that God of War was a perfect send-off to Kratos' story. And saying that people asked for God of War about Kratos' journey before he met Faye. So we're gonna act like Kratos Greek mythology arc didn't exist. We're gonna pretend that the life Kratos had before he entered Norse mythology didn't exist. We're gonna pretend that we don't know what Kratos has been through before he met Faye, when they literally made multiple games about Kratos before he entered Norse mythology. What the fuck is this tweet, bro? What is this shit? What is this? Like, and what makes it even more insane to me is that in God of War Laufey, not only is it going to be Egyptian gods, but there is like multiple gods, because they said it's the afterlife of gods. So we're going to see multiple gods in different mythologies in Laufey, which is way better. These people don't understand that Laufey is a setup. It is a setup for the main arc. We're going to see what's going to happen in the main God of War game. This is simply just a setup. And another thing that's also annoying about this is when people are like, oh, they put the God of War title, but Kratos is not playable. Oh my gosh. She is Kratos' wife. She is the wife, the God of War. What difference does it make if they just put Laufey and they just leave out God of War? I don't think niggas would still get mad because the main character is a female. Oh, they just put the title there because they want to make money. They know that God of War prints money, so they just put the title God of War. She's part of the story. She's literally part of the story, bro. The fact that we're crashing out over a title is insane to me. And what's so hilarious about this is that at the start of the God of War franchise, Kratos wasn't even the God of War. It was Ares. Ares, however you say his name. He was the God of War. He was the OG God of War. It was Ares. What the fuck? Why niggas acted like Kratos was the one who, like, he was the first God of War? No, he wasn't. It was Ares. Shit, when we look at the God of War in Norse mythology, it's Tyr. It's not Kratos. Tyr is the OG God of War in Norse mythology. Like the fact that these people are just trying to pretend that God of War should be about Kratos only, even when God of War Ragnarok. What an ending from a God of War to a God of hope, a God of peace. What a humbling and well-deserved send-off. People saying he was loved by the Spartans are missing the point. It is not about being loved, it's about why you're being loved. Spartans look up to him because he was a destroyer, and now he's a peacemaker. I got teary-eyed when Kratos saw what his path is. It made me happy to see him get the peace he's been wanting. If this is the end to Kratos' story, I'm glad it ends on a positive note. He has finally found peace. So many of you guys accepted that this is an ending to Kratos' story. So many of you guys, the whole community was like, yeah, bro, this is a great send off to Kratos' story. Some people were even questioning whether they're going to make the new God of War game or not because they viewed this scene right over here as an ending to Kratos' story. But now that we have a game about Faye, who's an important character, by the way, now we're going to try to backtrack and say, nah, bro, she's already dead. God of War game with no Kratos makes no fucking sense. Even though there's so many characters that play a huge role in this franchise, nah, it should be about Kratos only. Kratos should be the only main focus. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Let me switch my screen. We're gonna end the video here, but y'all get what I'm saying. People are just trying to bring up these bullshit reasons as to why they don't like Laufey, but deep down inside, they know why they don't like it. They don't like the fact that the main focus is a female character. They have woke PTSD and they're automatically crashing out over something they haven't even played before. We got a 20-minute gameplay trailer and niggas is already bitching on Twitter. We got to see a pretty cool fight, her fighting an Egyptian god. That was badass. And honestly, I don't even think she killed that Egyptian god. They just cut off at the part where she's like about to swing her sword. But we got to see a badass fight. We got to see Kratos, right? Boosting her in the afterlife, pretty much, being there for her the same way she was there for Kratos when Kratos was, getting fucked up. Faye was there to support him even when she was dead. And we all thought that Faye, she was gone. She was permanently gone. It's like there's a possibility that she might come back. And imagine we get to see both Faye and Kratos fight side by side together. And there's a chance that we might see Thor in the afterlife as well. Like, there are so many positive things about this. There are so many amazing things they can do with this game. But people are so blindsided. I hate the hatred they have for women. It's concerning. It is. And this is coming from somebody who's also getting sick and tired of woke garbage games. But I can see when people are hating on women just cuz. I can see that. There's a difference between you hating on a game because it's woke trash and you hating on the game because the main protagonist is a female. Those are two completely different things, and that's what's going on right now. But you guys can let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. That's all I gotta say about this situation. I'm excited for this game. If this game ends up flopping, hey bro, it is what it is, man. At least we got the main God of War story coming soon. But I have a feeling that this game will actually be pretty good. It will. It will be good. I have a feeling it will. And I'm excited, bro. There's a lot of things they can do with this game. And when it comes to the cube, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what the cube is all about. The Egyptian god was worried about the cube. Like when Faye was fighting him, he was like, "Oh, you wield that sword." She was like, "Why are you scared of it?" I don't know what the Cuban sword is all about, but I have a feeling that it this might be a bullshit. This might be a trash theory, but it's probably Odin who's trapped in that cube. Who fucking knows? Hey, that might be a trash theory, but there's something going on with that sword that we don't know about, and I feel like it's gonna be a huge plot twist at the end of La Fey. But all I gotta say is, bro, y'all niggas need to stop crashing out over something you guys have we have no knowledge on this game. We don't know what the fuck is going on in Laufey. We don't know what's gonna happen in this game. We just got a 20-minute gameplay trailer, and we're already jumping to conclusions about this shit. There's a difference between criticism and people just straight up crashing out. There is a difference between the two. Y'all need to give this game a shot, give it a chance. If you don't like it, cool, you don't like it. If you like it, great. It is what it is, man. This like negativity is getting out of control, bro. It is. It's getting way out of control. We're crashing out over something that is not worth crashing out about. Let's give the game a shot and let's see how it works. Hope you guys have a good one. Let me catch y'all soon. Peace.